Hi children, welcome to grade 5 English and this is our session 2 in chapter 4, the Kabuli Wala. In our previous session we have completed new words and did you know, and today we are going to read the story. Are you all excited? Yes, and before getting into our session, let's recap what we have learned in our earlier session. New words. In your concept book, page number 61, we have learned so many new words in this story. Precocious, shabbily, feisty, enlightened, stupefied, timid, coyly, benevolent, auspicious, commotion, and eclat. And I hope you all are clear with this. And did you know? In Did You Know, we have learned about the author of the story, The Kabuliwala, and he is none other than Rabindranath Tagore. And he received the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913, and he was the first non-European to receive this award. His work is always full of depth, and the characters that he made stand out even to this day. And also, he was awarded knighthood in 1915 by British Crown. But he gave up the knighthood award after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre happened in 1919. And he has written national anthems for two countries, India's Jana Gana Mana and Bangladesh Amar Shona Bangla. And I hope you all are excited to learn about him, right? And now let's read the story, The Kabuliwala. And in your concept book, all of you take page number 62. And this story was narrated by Minnie's father. And Minnie is a 5-year-old daughter of a person who is narrating this story to us. Yes? And let us get into this story. My 5-year-old daughter Minnie is a chatty girl and likes to talk all day long. It took her about a 5 year after being born to acquire the talent for knowledge, and since then she has not wasted a single wakeful moment of her life remaining silent. Often her mother chides her to keep quiet, but I can never do that. Seeing the girl mute even for an instant seems so odd and unusual to me that I find it unbearable. That's why my conversation with Minnie is often feisty. Children, here there is a 5-year-old daughter Minnie, and she is a chatty girl and very talkative. She used to talk all day long, and it took her a year after being born to acquire the talent of speaking, that is language. But since then she has not wasted a single moment of her life remaining silent, and after that she never stopped talking. Often her mother used to tell her to keep quiet, but I can never do that, said her father. And seeing the girl mute for even a second seems so odd and unusual to me that I find it unbearable. That is why my conversation with Minnie is often feisty. And here you can see the father and 5 years old Minnie, and they were having a conversation, right? And one morning, as I had just started writing the 17th chapter of my novel, from this line we can able to know that Minnie's father was a writer and he had just started writing the 17th chapter of his novel. Minnie walked into the room and began chatting as usual and said, "See, Baba, Bola was saying that when elephant lifts water with their trunks and sprays it from the sky, it rains. Dear, oh dear, Bolo can speak such nonsense. He can rant day and night without making any sense." Stopping her game abruptly, Minnie ran to the window which overlooked the main road and began calling out at the top of her voice, "Kabuliwala, oh Kabuliwala." A tall, shabbily clothed Afghan street vendor with a turban on his head, a bag over his shoulder and a few boxes of dry grapes in his hands, was passing through the street slowly. I have no idea what flashed through my daughter's mind at the sight of this man, but the moment she saw him, she began calling. However, the moment the Kabuliwala turned around with a smile and approached the house, she dashed inside and couldn't be found anywhere. She had this childish fear that several living children like herself would be found in the bag of this Afghan man. I was forced to leave my writing and make a few small purchases since he had been called and spent a couple of minutes talking to a man. One morning, what happened? Minnie's father just started writing the 17th chapter of his novel. Minnie walked into the room and she began chatting as usually with his father. And she said, "See, Baba, Bola was saying that when elephant lifts water with their trunks and sprays it from the sky, it rains." And for that, father said, "Dear, oh dear, Bola can speak such nonsense. He can run day and night without making any sense talking like this. So, you better don't hear whatever he says." And stopping her game abruptly, Minnie ran back to the window and which overlooked the main road and began calling out at the top of her voice. And what she called, "Kabuliwala, oh Kabuliwala." And there her father can see a tall, shabbily clothed Afghan street vendor with a turban on his head and a bag over his shoulder and a few boxes of dry grapes in his hands, was passing through the street slowly. And she had no idea what flashed through her mind. But after seeing that man, she simply started calling him. And the moment the Kabuliwala turned around with a smile and approached the house, she dashed inside and couldn't be found anywhere. She had this childish fear that several living children like herself would have. What is that? Some persons like this, that is street vendors and unknown strangers, they might take these children in the streets in their bags, right? And our parents would be saying us this often, "Don't talk to strangers, they will be taking you." Like that, the childish fear was with her. I was forced to leave my writing. This Minnie's father, he forced to leave his writing, as that street vendor, he came to his home, right? So he had to make some small purchases as he had been called, and that Afghan vendor, that is Kabuliwala, spent a couple of minutes talking to the man. And finally, as he was about to leave the house, he asked, "Sir, where is your little girl?" To remove Minnie's unfounded fear, I called her from inside the house. She came and stood nervously, pressing against my body, while she looked suspiciously at the Kabuliwala and his bag. The Kabuliwala took out some raisins and apricots from the bag and gave it to Minnie, but she refused to take them and remained pressed against my knees with redoubled suspicion. That was how their first meeting ended. A few days later, as I was leaving the house in the morning for some important work, I saw my tiny daughter sitting on the bench next to the door and talking non-stop with the Kabuliwala, who was parked next to her feet, and listening to her with a grin and interjecting now and then in broken Bengali to give his opinion. In her short 5 years' life, Minnie had never found a more patient listener. I also noticed that she had lots of nuts and raisins tied up at the loose end of her small sari. Upon discovering this, I asked the Kabuliwala, "Why did you give all these to her? Please don't do it again." With that, I took out a half a rupee coin and gave it to him. The Kabuliwala took the money without any hesitation and put it in his bag. And finally, as he was about to leave the house, he asked about the little girl who called him. And to remove Minnie's fear, what this father did, he called her from inside the house. And she came and stood very nervously pressing against his body while she looked suspiciously, that is, very fearfully at the Kabuliwala and his bag. The Kabuliwala took out some raisins and apricots, that is, some dry fruits from his bag, and gave it to Minnie. But Minnie refused to take them because we can't get anything from strangers, right? So she had that fear, and with redoubled suspicion, what she did, she refused to get that raisins and apricots from Kabuliwala. That was how their first meeting ended. And a few days later, while Minnie's father was leaving the house in the morning for some important work, he saw Minnie sitting on the bench next to the door talking non-stop with this Kabuliwala, and this man parked next to her feet and listening to whatever she says with a grin, and he was replying something in broken Bengali to give his opinion then and there. And in her short 5 years life, Minnie had never found a very patient listener like Kabuliwala. And Minnie's father also noticed that she had lots of nuts and raisins tied up at the loose end of her small sari. And upon seeing this, Minnie's father asked the Kabuliwala, "Why are you giving all these to her? So please don't do it again." And with that, he took out a half a rupee coin from his shirt and gave it to him. The Kabuliwala took the money without any hesitation and put it in his bag. And children, here you can see Kabuliwala and that little girl Minnie, they were chatting. And children, now in your English note, you can summarize what you have learned until this part of the story. Yes, and you have to summarize the main points what you understood from this story. And we are continuing the next part. On returning home, I found that a full-scale row had broken out over the coin. Holding the white, round, shining piece of a metal in her hand, Minnie's mother asked her in a rebuking tone, "Where did you get the coin from?" Minnie replied, "The Kabuliwala gave it to me." Her mother, much shocked and chided, "Why did you take it from him?" I stepped in to rescue Minnie and took her out for a walk. I soon learned that this was not just her second meeting with Rahmat the Kabuliwala. He had been visiting Minnie almost daily, and by offering her choice nuts, he had already won the girl's childish heart. The two friends had stock of a few phrases and jokes which were repeated in their conversations. For example, the moment my daughter saw Ragamat, she would ask with a hearty laugh, "Kabuliwala, oh Kabuliwala, what is in your sack?" Adding an unnecessary nasal tone to the word, Ragamat would roar, "Hathi!" Children, and after returning home, Minnie's father found that there was an argument between the mother and Minnie over the coin, and holding the white, round, shining piece of that coin in her hand, Minnie's mother asked her in a rebuking tone, that is in a very fearful tone, "Where did you get the coin from?" And Minnie replied, "From Kabuliwala." Her mother was so much shocked and chided, that is, she was worried. "Why did you take it from him?" And there was an argument, and after that, Minnie's father stepped into home to rescue Minnie and took her out for a walk. And after that only, Minnie's father learned that this was not just her second meeting with Kabuliwala, that is, his name is Ragamat. He had been visiting Minnie almost daily, and he was also offering her choice of nuts. He had already won the girl's childish heart. And the two friends, they had a stock of few phrases, few things they would talk daily, and they were repeated in their conversations. For example, the moment Minnie saw Ragamat, what she would ask? She would ask with a heavy laugh, Kabuliwala, Kabuliwala, what is in your sack? And adding an unnecessary nasal tone to the word, Ragamat would say in a heavy voice, Hathi. And what is an Hathi? The essence of the joke was that the man had an elephant in his sack. Not that the joke was very witty, but it caused the two friends to double up in laughter, and they will be laughing very heavily. The sight of this innocent joy between a little girl and a grown up man used to move Minnie's father very deeply in his heart. Whenever they met, there was another routine exchange between the two. Same as what we discussed now, there was another routine exchange between the two of them. Ragamat would tell the girl in his characteristic thick accent, Missy, when are you going to your father-in-law's house? And Bengali girls, they were very commonly familiar with the terms in-laws since birth itself, because in our culture and in our state, what we are being very modern, we choose not to speak about such things with little kids, right? But in Bengal, they will be talking this very commonly with their daughters. And we chose not to load our daughter's mind with precocious thoughts at such a tender age, but the Bengalis, they never cared about that. Thus, Minnie could never fully understand Ragamat's question, but Minnie would never understand what Ragamat was asking, but her nature is very talkative, right? So, she couldn't keep quiet and not respond to that statement was contrary to Minnie's nature. Therefore, what she would say, turning the phrase into a question, she would ask, are you going there with Ragamat? And it was a common joke among people like Ragamat that the father-in-law's house also means the jail. And such old age persons know, it was a common joke among such people like Ragamat. What? The father-in-law's house also means the jail. Yes? Yeah. And making a huge fist with his hand, Ragamat would pretend to punch the policeman and say, I will punch my father-in-law. And what Ragamat would reply for that? He would pretend to punch the policeman and say, I will punch my father-in-law. And thinking of the plight of the unknown creature called father-in-law. But Minnie had no idea of what father-in-law means. So Minnie would explode into laughter because of this Ragamat's expression and reply. Minnie's mother. Now we are going to know about Minnie's mother. Minnie's mother is naturally a timid person, that is, she will get frightened often. The slightest noise in the street makes her believe that all kinds of horrors, thieves, robbers, drunkards, snakes, tigers, malaria, cockroaches or European sailors are about to invade our home. And Minnie's mother, she is naturally a very timid person. She would be frightened of everything. Even the slightest noise in the street will make her worry about all kinds of horrors she would imagine. That is, thieves, robbers, drunkards, snakes and everything. Very imaginatively she will imagine. And children, I hope you are clear with this part of the story. Now you have to summarize what you have learned and what are the main points from this part of the story in this session. Okay? And I hope you are clear with the story until this part, and let me tell you the home assignment for today's session. Children, read chapter 4, the Kabuliwala story in your concept book, page number 62, 63, 64 and 65. Until what we have read today, you just read thoroughly twice, and after reading that, predict the remaining part of the story using your imagination and complete it creatively with illustration. Okay? And hand in your completed home assignment in grade 5 English Google Classroom. Children, I hope you enjoyed this session with me. Drink plenty of water, eat healthy food, eat more vegetables and fruits, reduce your screen time, give adequate rest to your eyes, don't use mobile phones and television often. Okay? And most of all, stay home and stay safe. Thank you so much.